Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you are doing very well. Guys, today's lesson will be about solar system. So, the solar system, and you know that in solar system we have sun and the other planets, right? So one of them is the earth that we are living on it. So let's know some more about solar system, the distance between the planets, to the sun. Let's go. Bismillah. First of all, here's a point that you have to know. The sun and the moon looks the same size to our eyes. Even through the sun is about 400 times larger, or you can say bigger than the moon. But when we are looking at the sky, we see that the moon and the sun are looking the same size. Why? Why do we see them in the same size while they are, like the sun is 400 times larger, or we can say bigger than the moon? So that's the answer. Because the sun is much farther away from the earth. We all know that when we are looking at something which is very far from us, it's going to look very, very small. Whenever it gets farther, it's gonna get smaller, farther and smaller. So because the sun is much farther, it's going to get smaller until it's going to be the same size of the moon, in our eyes. So the sun, we said that the sun and the moon looks the same size in our eye, while the sun 400 times bigger than moon. Why? Because of the sun is much farther. That's the answer. So actually that's a logical question, why we all say that the sun is very big and it looks like the same size with the moon. When we are looking at the sky, look at the sky, you see. So because it's because the sun is much farther, it's gonna get smaller and smaller. That's why it looks the same size with the moon. Look at this. This is the moon, this is the sun. So they are going to be, it's kind of looking the same. Actually, this is not the full moon. We have full moon here, lights up. So here the moon and the sun is look the same size, but because the sun is much farther, otherwise it's 400 times larger than the moon. So the distance between the earth and the sun is 150 million kilometers. Guys, from earth to the sun, this distance between the earth to the sun is 150 million kilometers. And the distance between the earth and the moon is 390,000 kilometers. Sorry. So look, this distance between moon and earth is 390,000 kilometers, not million kilometers, because that one is closer. We said sun is much farther. Look, 150 million kilometers farther from the sun, from the earth. But the moon is only 390,000 kilometers, not million. That one is 150 million kilometers. Be careful. That's the difference between the distance between Earth to Moon and Earth to Sun. Earth to Moon, the Earth to the Moon is 390,000 kilometers, and the Earth to the Sun is 150 million kilometers. So that these two distances are important. So the closest planet to the Sun is Mercury, which is here. The closest planet to the sun is Mercury, which is about 60 million kilometers away from the sun. That one is the closest planet, which is 60 million kilometers far from the sun. That one is the closest. And the farthest planet from the sun is Neptune, which is 4.5 billion kilometers away from the sun. So it means the closest is Mercury, which is 60 million kilometers, and the farthest is Neptune, which is 4.5 billion kilometers. And the distance between Earth and Sun, we said, is 150 million kilometers. But the closest and the furthest are important. Actually, at least you have to know these two. The closest is 60 million kilometers, and the furthest is 4.5 billion kilometers. Look, this distance. And this one is only 60 million kilometers. Between the Earth to the Sun is 150 million kilometers. Between the Mercury to the Sun, 60 million kilometers. Between Neptune to the Sun, 4.5 billion kilometers. So these are the distances between some planets to the Sun. And we have to know something, other things, like the two movements of all the planets, guys. All the planets, you look at this part, all the planets are moving around the Sun, orbiting the Sun, you see. That one is about the Earth, but all the planets have the same. The Earth orbits the Sun, and also it turns around its axis. Look, it's gonna move around its axis. Look at here. It's moving around axis. It means moving around itself. You know, this line is axis. This from the both sides, North and South Pole. So, if you look at here, you can see too. It's orbiting the Sun. With orbiting the Sun, it's orbiting it around itself. You know, moving around itself. It's moving around its axis. In here too, you can see move around the Sun and move around its axis. It means these two movements are stable. For all the planets are like that. For all the planets. All the planets are moving around the Sun, and also they are moving around their axis. Look at this, the other planets. They are moving around their axis too, like the Earth. They are moving around their axis. During moving around their axis, they are moving around the Sun too. It means at the same time of moving around their axis, they are moving around the sun too. So they are continuously move around the Sun like that, continuously. When they are moving, orbiting the Sun, they are moving around their axis too, like this. You see the Earth. So it means you have to know what are the two movements of all the planets make. One, all the planets are moving around the Sun, are orbiting the Sun, and all the planets are moving around their axis. Of course, we know that moving around the axis is going to make day and night for the planets. For making day and night, they are moving around their axis. That one, number one, is for making days and nights. They are going to turn around their axis. And when they orbit the Sun, they are going to make year. But be careful, here is something else. All the planets are moving around their axis, and all the planets are orbiting the Sun, but in different amount of time. It means some of them, when the Earth, for example, takes 365 days to move around the Sun, it doesn't mean that all the planets are the same. Some takes more time to move around the Earth. Some takes less time to move around the Sun. So it means all the planets are going to move around the Sun in different amount of time, and all the planets are moving around their axis in different amount of the time. But here is something else that some people are going to confuse with this. They think that if the planet will be slow to move around the axis, it means it's slow to move around the Sun, or opposite. So it's not like that. Some planets are faster for moving around the Sun, but slower to move around the Earth. When we say faster and slower, we are comparing to the Earth. Be careful. It means some planets are faster than Earth to move around the axis, but they are slower than the Earth for moving around the Sun. Or opposite, they are faster for moving around the Sun, but they're slower to move around the axis. So it means you cannot say if moving around the Sun is faster than Earth, it means moving around the axis is faster. Or moving around the Sun is slower than Earth, it will be moving around their axis will be slower too. No, they are different. Moving around the axis is something different from moving around the Sun, orbiting the Sun. Some planets are fast for moving around the Sun, some planets are slow. Some planets are fast for moving around their axis, some planets are slow. Look at here. they are going to move around themselves and continuously move around the sun. This is the orbit. We said the path that the earth move around the sun is orbit. These are orbits, guys, but different orbits. One of them is earth's orbit, that one is the blue one. Earth's orbit, the other one, like now here, this is Jupiter orbit, like this one is Neptune orbit, the other one is Mercury orbit. So it means they all have their orbit. So you have to know what are the two movements that all the planets are going to make. So one, move around axis. All the planets are moving around their axis. Number two, all the planets orbit the sun. All the planets, but you have to know in different amount of time. So all the planets in the solar system turn around their axis and orbit the sun, but they do so in different amount of time. So be careful. They are going to take different amount of time for moving around their axis and moving around the sun. So guys, and we have some things here. We call this 1 Earth year is 365 days and 6 hours. It means for this one, when Earth moves around, going to move around the sun, you see, Earth moves around the sun. When it's gonna finish, for let's say wait. Let's say the Earth is going to start from here, okay? So now it's going to start. It's going to move continuously and go ahead, and it's going to come back to its place. So now, you see, this completing moving around the sun takes 365 days and 6 hours. We call this 1 Earth year. It means the new year will start after this. New year will start after this. When they come back to this place, new year will start. And 1 Earth day is 24 hours. Let's say, start from here. This is the, where is this? Australia, let's say. Where is this? So now it's Australia is here. When is it gonna come back? Now it's back, right? You see? So this moving around the axis to complete the movement, it takes 24 hours. For one time moving around the axis is going to take 24 hours. From Australia is here to move around the sun and come back to its place. It's gonna take 24 hours. And 1 Earth hour is 60 minutes. So it means 1 Earth year means how much time does Earth takes to complete its orbit, to move around the sun. 1 Earth day, it means how much time does Earth takes to move around the axis. One time, moving around itself. And 1 Earth hour is 60 minutes. We know 1 hour is 60 minutes. So, guys, when 1 Earth year is 365 days and 6 hours, but 1 Earth Jupiter is different, 1 Earth Neptune is different, 1 Earth Mercury is different, because some of them are faster, some are slower, some are going to finish their orbit faster, some are going to finish their orbit slower. I mean, they will take more time, less time than the Earth. And 1 Earth day moving around the axis is 24 hours for the day, for the Earth. I mean, 1 Earth day is 24 hours, but one Jupiter day is different. One Mercury day is different. One Mars day is different. You see? It means the Earth year is not same. The 1 Earth year is not equal to 1 Earth Jupiter, 1 Earth Mars, 1 Jupiter year, 1 Jupiter year, 1 Mars year, 1 Mercury year. They are different. They have their own number. They have their own time to complete their orbit. And Earth will be the same. Earth will take 24 hours to move around the axis, but the others are different. Some planets are faster for moving around its axis. Some planets are slower than Earth. And Earth takes 365 days to move around the sun. Some planets takes more time to move around the sun. Some planets takes less time to move around the sun. You see? It means you have to know that 1 Earth year is 365 days, but it's not same for all others. The other planets are different. And one Earth day is 24 hours, the other planets are different. Some will be more, some will be less. So let's go for the last one. Guys, we have this. It said that the blue means we are talking about day, the blue part, this one, here, here. And the green one is, actually that one is year, that must be the upper part. That one is the year. And the yellow is the number of the moons, how many moons does this planet has. And the purple is what does it contain. So let's just go ahead. All the movements are this is the solar system, all of them are going to move around their axis and move around the sun. But let's see, for the Earth, for moving around its axis is going to take 24 hours. It means one day, we said blue is day, one day is 24 hours, and one Earth year is 365 days. And how many moons does it have? One moon. Leave the moons, the number of the moons are not much important. That just for the, if you know, for the Earth and Mars has two, yeah, Mars has two, Earth has one. And which one is the has most moons? That one is also but let me just mention this one. Actually, some of the scientists said that Saturn is the has most of the moons, which is 82. But some of them said that Jupiter has the most moons, which is 79. So I mean, there is something which is not very clear here, but we are going to follow the books, of course. So that's why we say Saturn has the most moons, which is 82 moons. So one Earth, one turning around the axis for the Earth, one turning around the axis is 24 hours. One turning around the sun is 365 days. Let's go for the other planets. In Saturn, one turn around the axis is 10 hours. You see, less than Earth. It means that one is faster for moving around the axis. So, and one Earth here for the Earth to move around the sun, it takes 365 days. But for Saturn, it takes 29.5, like 30 years. You see, it means Saturn is very slower than the Earth. What does it mean? This is gonna be 1 year when Earth complete it's the movement around the sun. We call this 1 year, right? But Saturn takes 30 Earth years. What does it mean? It means Earth is going to move around the sun for 30 times, then Saturn will finish one time. You see, Earth is going to move around the sun, start from here, go and come back to its place. This is 1, go, this is 2. You see, it's going to finish 30 times. Then Saturn is going to finish one time. You see? It means Saturn is very slower than the Earth for moving around the sun, but very faster than the Earth for moving around the axis. I told you that sometimes that for some planets, for the axis is fast, for the Earth is the orbit. Around the sun is slow. Saturn is an example. What about Mercury? For Mercury is moving around the axis, it takes 58 days. It means Earth is going to spin and move around the axis 58 times, then Mercury is going to move around the axis one time. You see? It means one moving around the axis for Mercury is equal to 58 times for the Earth. It means Earth is going to finish 58 times, then Mercury will finish one time, moving around the axis. But what about orbiting the sun? It takes 88 Earth days. It means when the Earth is going to start from here and it's going to come until here, right? It's going to be like 88 days, right? So Earth is going to arrive here, Mercury is going to finish the orbit. Earth is going to spend another 88 days, Mercury is going to finish another orbit. Earth is going to finish another 88 days, Mercury is going to finish another one. It's like about Mercury is going to finish for about 4 times moving around the sun, then Earth is going to finish one time. So you see, the numbers are not important. I'm just explaining to understand that all the planets are moving around their axis and all the planets are moving around the sun, but in different amount of time. Some of them are fast for moving around their axis, some of them are slow for moving around their axis. I mean slower than Earth and faster than Earth. And some of them are faster to moving around the orbit, the sun. Some of them are slower to move around the sun. In here too, the Venus is going to take 243 days. You see, it means, what does it mean? Earth is going to move 243 times around its axis, then Venus is going to finish one time. And also, Earth is going to orbit the sun in 365 days, but Venus is going to finish in 225 days to move around the sun. So, if you look at this one, the Venus is kind of different from the others. Why? Because moving around the axis is faster than moving around the sun. You see, I mean, one day for Venus is longer than 1 year. I mean, one year. I'm talking about our way, which is we are talking about. We said that moving around the sun is year, moving around the axis is day. We are saying this for understanding. Otherwise, it's not true for all. That's the point. That Venus is faster for moving around the axis than moving around the sun. It takes 243 days to move around the axis, but it's going to finish 225 days to move around the sun. And Uranus is here that 10 hours, that one is faster than Earth for moving around the axis. And look at this, the same, about 30 years to move around the sun. It means Uranus is the Earth is going to finish 30 times to move around the sun, then Uranus is going to finish one. Where is Uranus? Here. It's going to finish one. Jupiter is going to take 9.8 Earth hours to finish the moving around their axis. What does it mean? Earth is going to be 24 hours, but Jupiter is 9.8 hours. Which one is faster? Jupiter is faster. And Earth is going to finish orbit around the sun in 365 years, 365 days moving around the sun, sorry. But Jupiter takes about 12 years. Which one is faster? Earth is faster that time. You see? It means Jupiter is faster for moving around the axis, but slower for moving around the sun. And in Mars, it's going to take 24 hours, 0.62 for moving around the axis. What does it mean? Earth is 24 hours, but this one 24 hours, 0.62. Which one is faster? Earth is faster. Guys, any of these planets which takes less than 24 hours, it means this is gonna be faster for moving around the axis. It means that one is faster for moving than Earth. If it takes more than 24 hours, that one is slower than Earth. And for the year 2, any of the planets takes less than 365 days, that one is faster than Earth for moving around the sun. And if it takes more than 365 days, that one is slower than Earth. So when it orbits the sun, when Earth orbits the sun, the Mars, sorry, it takes 687 days. Okay, so we said Earth 365 days, but that one is 687 days. Which one is faster? Earth is faster, because we said any of the planet which will be more than 365, it means it's slower. If it's less than 365, that one is faster. If you look at this part, for moving around the sun, Mercury, it takes 88 days. That one is 365 days. Which one is less? Mercury is less. It means Mercury is faster. In Venus, it's 225 days. And Earth is 365 days. Which one is faster? Venus is faster. Takes less time. But that one is 30 years for 1 year. I mean, one Earth year is equal to 30 years of the Saturn and Uranus. You see? Which one is faster? Earth is faster this time. So that's the key point. If you know, if you just check the Earth, if any other planets move around their axis in less than 24 hours, it means this is faster for moving around the axis, faster than Earth. If it takes more than 24 hours, it's going to be slower than Earth. And for orbiting the sun, if any other of the planets move around the sun, orbit the sun in less than 365 days, it means this is faster than Earth. If any other planets move around the sun in more than 365 days, it means this is slower than Earth. Okay, so some of them, you know that their orbit are large. So if you compare the Mercury orbit to the Neptune orbit, you see it's really different. But if you just count the numbers, we still understand that they are slower. Sometimes we say that maybe they are not slow, they will because of their orbit is large. But if you just count the numbers kind of more detail, you will understand they are actually slow. I mean slower. But that's one of the reasons for being late. Their orbit is very large. You know, the closer planets to the sun, they have small orbit. The farther planet, they have large orbit. So that's one of the reasons for being fast and slow, you know, for completing the orbit. And what do they have? In Saturn and Jupiter, it consists of gases. You see, they contain gases. Saturn and Jupiter contain gases. And Uranus and Neptune, which is the last one, the last two ones, you see, Neptune and Uranus, they contain ice. It means these two are very cold. Which one is colder? Neptune, the last one. So, which one is the coldest planet? Neptune. The last one, the furthest one from the sun. But there is something, guys, you have to know. As I said, the Saturn and Jupiter, there is a problem. Like we don't still know which one has the most moons. Jupiter is 79, but the Saturn has written 82. But some scientists said that this is wrong. Jupiter has 79, has the most moons. So some of them said. But in here something else too. Some scientists said that Mercury is the hottest planet. Some they say Venus is the hottest. They said because the Mercury is the closest one, is the hottest. But some of the other scientists say that the Venus is the hottest. Why? Because it's the atmosphere of the Venus is different. It's trapping heat. You know, it doesn't let the heat to go out. It's trapping the heat. So the weather is going to get hotter and continuously will get hot. So that's why it's gonna trap the heat, doesn't let it go out. It's gonna be the hottest planet. But still, the problem is here. We don't still know Mercury or Venus which one is the hottest. But according to that's the closest one, Mercury, we have to say Mercury is the hottest one. So the coldest is Neptune, the hottest is Mercury. The largest planet is Jupiter, the largest. And which one made of and consists of gases? Saturn and Jupiter. Which one consists of ice? Uranus and Neptune. That one is easy because Uranus is here, Neptune is here. You know the last two planets. So, and before last two planets, we have Jupiter and Saturn, right? So we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So Jupiter and Saturn consist of gases. Uranus and Neptune consist of ice. So I mean, so easy. We will not gonna confuse by this because the last four only mentioned what do they consist of. The last four. What are the last four planets? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So, and the last two consist of ice because they are very far from the sun. They contain ice. Like Uranus and Neptune contain ice. That's it. And that's about the last two, which is Uranus, the last seventh one, and the eighth one, which is Neptune. They contain ice because they are very far from the sun. And Jupiter, which is the Saturn and Jupiter, number 6 and number 5, they contain gases. So that's about today's lesson. I hope you understand. If, I mean, maybe for this one, some students said that it's kind of confused or something. The numbers are going to make you confused. The key point is that you have to know which one is the largest planet, Jupiter. Which one is the hottest planet, Mercury. Which one is the coldest planet, Neptune. You know, you have to know these things. And which one consists of ice, the last two, Uranus and Neptune. Which one consists of gases, between the last before the last two we have another two. Between Uranus we have Jupiter, I mean sorry, before the Uranus you have Jupiter and Saturn, so they consist of gases. Except of this, the only thing that you have to know is this: all the planets are moving around the sun and their axis in different times. These all numbers that we have it here is just to understand that all the planets are moving around the sun and moving around their axis in different amount of time. Some are faster, some are slower. Some are moving around the axis is faster than Earth. Some are moving around the orbit is slower than Earth. I mean moving around the sun. Sorry. So this is the key point to understand that some planets, to understand that all the planets are moving around the sun and moving around their axis, but in different amount of time. And also something else that you have to know: the most moon is Saturn, 82. Earth is 1, Mars is 2. I mean, has Mars has 2 moons, Earth has 1 moon. So that was today's lesson. I hope you understand everything. And if you have any questions, you can just write it. I will answer you. Best wishes.